Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Matt Knox, and came on here today to talk about real estate. Anybody that might be interested in getting licensed to become a realtor, specifically in the state of Virginia. I've recently done it, went through the whirlwind of training and licensing, and now I'm with my brokerage. And I thought maybe I could just get on here and tell everybody my process and give everybody some insight as to what you might can expect and some of the highs and lows during that journey to get licensed as a realtor. First off, I'm going to jump ahead a little bit to when you are a realtor, something that isn't talked about very much, the why you want to be a realtor and work in real estate. You're going to be busy. Yes, you get to set your schedule. Yes, you get to kind of choose when your off periods are, but when the phone rings, you're going to answer. It really is an industry that should be about helping people. And if that's something that you're interested in, you might be a good candidate to work inside the real estate industry. If not, if you get easily frustrated or you're really just not into helping people, might not be for you. Real estate is definitely something that you can make money, but it shouldn't be the reason that you do it. Just wanted to touch on that point before I broke into the training part of it, because if your heart's not in it and you're not doing it for the right reasons, you probably shouldn't even invest and kind of waste the time in the training if it's not for you. All right, so moving on, now you've figured out that you want to be a realtor. In the training, what do you do? Well, there's, as usual nowadays, there's virtual and there's in-person lecture type training classes that you can do. The requirement for the state of Virginia is a 60-hour course. I did mine through a company called Alpha. They also do classroom and virtual. I did virtual. There's several different companies out there. Some of the brokerages might pay for them if you get on their training regiment prior to getting licensed. Oftentimes you're going to pay for it. I paid around $250 for the online class, and that included doing the class, also some practice quizzes, the prep stuff to get you ready for the test, or what you think would be ready for the test. All right, so upon completion of the training, I'll give you just a little review of the training. First of all, for me, I should have did classroom. Didn't get much out of the online, but again, it's just my style of learning. And maybe for you, you do good that way. But after I did the training online, I got through it, of course, but maybe I could have done better served if I had an instructor to teach me. Because there's some stuff that, a lot of legal terms, some math equations, that having an instructor there to ask those questions to during the training would be nice. Some do have a chat forum, but for me, I'm 40 years old. Having an instructor is more my style. So going back, if I was to do it again, I think I would choose the in-person, although it could be a slower process as you meet once or twice a week versus jumping on the computer whenever you want to, because the virtual is self-paced, so you can knock it out pretty quick as long as you get those 60 hours. And you're gonna have to do the 60 hours because you can't advance the slides until you hit that that time threshold to get the 60 hours. So it's definitely 60 hours. It takes some time. But with that being said, it is important that you find what works best for you. Because with me, as I said, I didn't get much out of it. And with that being said, you don't learn a lot. So now we move into the test. The test is going to be split up into two portions. And you take that through an organization called PSI. PSI does all the state testing for the state of Virginia, be it inspectors to appraisers to realtors. Anything that has a license in the state of Virginia that's not medical will be covered by PSI. That's really, it's a testing site that you go to take the test. And in my case, I really wasn't prepared, but I went and took it, didn't pass, right? So my mentor, a guy I was working with, he got me hooked up with an app called Dearborn, which is very good. Used that, and pretty quick thereafter, I passed the national. But then I didn't realize that there's a portion of Dearborn to study state. So there are some, especially fair housing rules, quite a bit different state to state. So they really hone in on that on the state test. So had to take that a couple more times before I got licensed. And that's not uncommon. About 70% of agents have at least 2 tries to pass the test. It's not an easy test. You can go in there blind. It's $60 per attempt to take the test. So it's not going to kill you. It's not cheap. But, you can go ahead, get your feet wet, take it that first time. But I would encourage you to study as much as you can. And I highly recommend the Dearborn app because it does cover Virginia and I think 12 other states along with national. You just have to select the state that you're working with to get, it modified to your state. But it really, really works well. You take your time and you get serious. After enough attempts, you're going to get serious, pass that test. And then after that, you go and get fingerprint. Once you get fingerprinted, your package gets sent off to Richmond, and it's for processing for your license. Okay, so now you passed the test for your real estate exam, and you did the fingerprints, and now you're waiting to get licensed. What do you do now? All right, this is a very, very important thing. There's hundreds of brokerages that you can join, and they're going to get information about you passing the test through email and stuff. So they're going to know that you're coming into the game, and all of a sudden you're going to start getting emails from brokerages out there. A brokerage is a real estate firm that deals in real estate, and they're going to start soliciting you to come work for them. And the first one that reaches out to you might be something that you're interested in because, hey, they noticed me. But really, really, really take your time. Compensation breakdowns are very different depending on the brokerage. Also training, which is massively, massively huge when you're new. Training and the pipeline mentorship programs they might have are huge. So take your time. I won't mention the brokerage that I'm with. It is out of Norfolk, Virginia. They have an excellent mentorship program. It is very much like a family. Commissions are fair. I got lucky. My mentor brought me in. I interviewed with the owner. I thought it was a great fit. So it's really all I know. But since being in the industry, I've learned very quickly that there's a lot of them that are not that way. People don't get credit for what they do. They don't get paid a fair commission rate. And quite frankly, it can really take the fun and the desire to be in the business away from you, where you start to feel more like a number than really, a person running your own business. So really, really take your time in selecting the firm and brokerage that you work for. All right, the last thing I want to talk about is that first 6 months. So you found your brokerage, you're really pleased with them, it's a good fit for you, and you're happy to be on board. You've done your onboarding. Hopefully they have a good admin department that streamlines that and makes it pretty easy. After that, you're going to go to, in Virginia Beach area, Norfolk area, you're going to go to RAIN, which is our MLS, and you're going to sit through some orientation processes, and get initiated, I guess you would say, and also get your passwords to get on the MLS system, your lockbox codes, all those things get hooked up so you can do business. With that, along with the mentorship program that you hopefully get in your brokerage, you should start to get the training that you need to start doing the job. And like a lot of jobs, even though you did have training and you took a test, 95% of the knowledge is going to be, OJT. You're going to learn it as you go in the field. So hopefully you're getting that mentorship that you need. But as you're moving in and you're starting to do things, one thing I'll tell you to be ready for is it's going to be slow. You're brand new in the business. A lot of people have their own realtor that they work with on their second or third purchase. I encourage you to think about working off of referral, meaning that let word of mouth pass the word of you being a realtor. Cold leads are very difficult. You may get a cold lead, pay an organization to give you those cold leads, and they're exactly that. They're cold. There's nothing tying you to that individual. They're not your friend, family member, or got your name from a friend or family member. So that can be very difficult to process that lead into a deal. So you got to have patience. Those 6 months. In the beginning, you may have something that looks like it's going to work out for you, then it falls through, and that can be kind of defeating. But you just got to keep charging through because it will get better. I got my license in October, and I have a listing that's going up right now, and that's pretty cool. It's a $500,000 house in Virginia Beach, and I feel pretty proud about that. I have 4 buyers that I'm working with in the pipeline right now. So it took me a while, because you got to remember, writing a contract, if you've never done it before, you may have seen it if you purchased a home, but writing it on the other side, it's difficult and it's important, because you have these people's biggest financial investment in your hands. So it needs to be done right. It has to be done right, and you really need to take your time learning those things. So have patience the first 6 months, and keep charging along, digging through, and you'll get there, man. Anybody have any questions with this video, please reach out. I'm a newbie in the field. It's fresh. The successes and the defeats are fresh in my mind. I'm still going through it, so I would be happy to talk with you. If you're local and would like to grab and get coffee and talk about the process, I would love to do that as well. So again, my name is Matthew Knox, and hope this video helps some people. If you are thinking about going into the industry, so far it's been extremely exciting for me. I've met wonderful people, and it is an industry that the backbone of this industry should always be helping people, because we absolutely change lives. And as long as you remember that and live by that, it can really be a great career for you. But hey, man, everybody take care out there, and see you next time. Peace.